2025 is here and it's looking stacked in terms of video game releases. So yeah, let's just dive right in. I've wanted a reason to give my money to Rockstar Studios for a while because you just can't go wrong with GTA 6. GTA 6 is set in a state clearly inspired by Florida. Vice City being a part of the state just gives me the impression that this game is going to be huge in size. While I'm not a fan of multiple playable characters, the Bonnie and Clyde angle is very interesting. For context, Bonnie and Clyde were bank robbers, alright? They happened to be a couple and robbed banks and killed a few people. So it definitely fits the GTA vibe. Story aside, GTA's open world and gameplay have always been the best in the business. I pray every day that this game doesn't get delayed to 2026. Ghost of Tsushima was a memorable experience, and over the course of playing it, I grew attached to its world and characters. Ghost of Yotei puts all that in the rearview mirror and takes place over 300 years later in Mount Yotei. The game also ushers in a new protagonist whose past is shrouded in mystery. Is she really a Ronin bounty hunter? Are we going to have that wolf as a companion for the journey? And how exactly is the game going to handle Jin's legacy? The Doom reboot is probably the most intense and visceral shooter experience out there right now, and Doom: The Dark Ages looks to ramp that up tenfold. The game is a prequel to Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal and will showcase how the Doomslayer became the Chad that he is today. Not that we need any proof, but wielding a gun that grinds the skulls of slain enemies for ammo, a serrated shield, and riding a goddamn dragon is a good start. The Monster Hunter games have always been engaging action RPGs. I've always loved the core gameplay loop, world building, monster designs, and the combat to go with it. The co-op element in these games is just icing on the cake, and if you're a lone wolf, you can now call in NPCs for reinforcements when you're in a pinch, which is just thank you. With several new mechanics like focus mode to target attacks while highlighting enemy weaknesses, this game could be the best in the series. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater slaps on a coat of paint to one of the most iconic games ever made. In fact, one could argue that MGS series gave birth to the stealth genre in video games. While gameplay has always been on point, it's the franchise's story that's absolutely unhinged and wild in the best way. Also, what's up with this trailer? Like most of you, I've been patiently waiting for an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan. So yeah, I'm hype as hell for AC Shadows. And best of all, you got two playable characters, both of which play very differently. Be a nimble ninja or a hulking samurai. There's a lot of potential here, and I can't wait for it. Like a Dragon Pirate, Yakuza in Hawaii is bringing us a pirate-themed Yakuza game, all thanks to Goro Majima's memory loss. I never expected this, but the fact that you can take to the open seas with your crew in a Yakuza game is pretty hype. Yakuza's beat-em-up style combat with pirate weapons sounds like something I'm really gonna get into. Elden Ring Night Rain is Elden Ring only in name. This one is in fact a co-op roguelike. What? The inclusion of Nameless King and various other characters from FromSoft's past games gives me the impression that this game has been made for one purpose: fun. None of this is canon. I mean, just look at the movement and abilities. That's cracked. Mafia The Old Country is a prequel to the very first Mafia game. In it, you play as Enzo Favara, a normal dude who has the opportunity to better his life by joining the Torrisi crime family. But obviously that takes him down a very dangerous path during an unforgiving era. Given that the game takes place in Sicily during the 1900s, expect the combat to be scrappy and brutal. Dynasty Warriors Origins continues the series' tradition of immersing players into massive battles. I'm talking enemies filling up your entire screen kinda massive. If you haven't played the older games, the combat is a mix of traditional hack and slash with a bit of strategy thrown in, since you can issue commands to your troops on the battlefield. You didn't think you'd fight every single enemy on your own, right? Not much is known about Borderlands 4 at this time, apart from the fact that, like its predecessors, it's a 4-player co-op game with a massive emphasis on looting and shooting. You'll play as one of 4 archetypes called Hunters, who must handle all the chaos of a lawless post-apocalyptic world. But this time, you'll be doing it on a new planet with no loading screens. The Civilization games are 4X turn-based strategy games, with 4X implying that you'll be building an entire empire. Who would have thought that building and managing cities and towns over different eras in human history while combating other civilizations would be fun? Unlike its predecessors though, there will only be 3 eras, being Antiquity, Exploration, and Modern. The leaders are pretty cool as well. You've got Ashoka, Charlemagne, Ben Franklin, and Ibn Battuta to name a few. Split Fiction could be the game for you, especially if you like split-screen co-op experiences or have a sibling or friend you enjoy gaming with. This action platformer is made specifically for that purpose and has ever-changing scenarios as you progress through it. You can expect platforming with some combat and various levels with unique mechanics to keep you engaged. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra has an interesting premise. Captain America and Black Panther, alongside two other playable characters, band together to go up against a terrorist organization named Hydra. I'm not into superheroes and stuff, but Captain America and Black Panther have fought a couple of times, right? Either way, this one sounds like a good time, especially with Uncharted's Amy Hennig at the helm. Death Stranding was a phenomenal game that was as immersive as it was beautiful. The sequel looks to expand upon its predecessor in every way, while retaining the same voice cast. Awesome. Delivering parcels in Death Stranding 2, just like the first, looks like it could be both relaxing or have you fighting for your life, with an added twist being new terrain deformation mechanics that could randomly conjure up a landslide or flash flood. Those were some of the most anticipated games of 2025. Which ones are you looking forward to most? Let us know in the comments, and while you're at it, drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. Bye.